it's Kate from Inkstampshare.ink. I'm making a really cute animal themed card today. I'm part of the Inspire Create Challenges design team, and we do a blog hop every other Wednesday, so every fortnight, and we have a theme, and this time the theme is animals. And I absolutely love these papers. They are called Pick a Pattern from Stampin' Up. I'll show you all the papers afterwards. They're all absolutely beautiful. So at the end, I'll show you the papers. But I love these cute little animals on here, and I'll show you how I made this card. I actually I'm making some swaps as well for a big team event I'm going to this weekend. I'm really excited about it, and I'm part of a very small swap group in there, so I've just got to make about 6. So the theme for my swaps is love, so I've combined the two, and I've got my animals and I've got my wilds about you, and I just think these are so cute. So I've got loads of little cute animals on these, and I'm going to show you how to make them. Right, okay, so I'm going to start off with, I picked out some of the colour in the pattern papers. I've picked out the Flirty Flamingo colour, and I've taken a piece of A4 cardstock. I've scored it at 14.8 centimetres. No, I've cut it at 14.8 centimetres, and I have scored it at 10.5 to make a card base. My piece of pattern paper that I've cut from the 12 by 12 piece is 0.5 centimetre small all the way around, and I will put those measurements on my blog, so you don't have to write anything down. Just hop over to Inkstampshare.ink and you'll be able to see that on there. The good thing about making a card front from a piece of 12 by 12 pattern papers is that you can get 6 of these from each one sheet, and with very little waste. So it's a really economical way of using your papers up. Okay, so I can actually go ahead and stick this straight on. It's quite an easy card to make. So I'm going to stick this on with my Tombow glue. Loads of lovely colours in these papers. This is the Emerald Envy on the back. So there we are, just a little bit of glue. Don't really want to wear it. Ooh. I'm just going to pop it on. There we go. On it goes. Leave a little border all the way around. Look at Mr. Fox, how cute is he? Okay, so I have a little heat embossing to do as well. Yeah, you know me, if it moves, I've got to heat emboss it. I just love it. I can't leave it alone. Right, so I've taken a scrap of the Flirty Flamingo cardstock. I've cut it out using these stitch shaped circle dies. You can see the stitch relief. Oval die, I mean, sorry. You can see the stitch relief going all the way around. It's really lovely. These come in a pack, and you get ovals, you get circles, and you get squares, and they coordinate with the other layering shape dies too. I am going to heat emboss onto my piece of white on top. Sorry, I'm telling you the wrong thing. So I've got my piece of white cardstock, Whisper White, it's just a scrap, and I've got the Wilds About You stamp. Now the stamps we're using, they go with that pack of designer series paper. So they obviously don't have to have the paper, but they match, and it's so cute. So it's called Pieces and Patterns, and we've got a little dinosaur, we've got the bear, we've got a camera, we've got Wild About You, hello there, why thank you, lots of things. I actually bought this for scrapbooking originally. It's so versatile, love it. Okay, so I'm using the Wild About You stamp. Let's grab my Versamark ink and ink it up. Good ink up. I'm going to take my little cornflower bag. This is called the Embossing Buddy. If you tap it over your piece of card, it takes away any kind of oily, streaky fingerprints that might be left behind that your powder might stick to when you don't want it to. It's invaluable, so I always use that if I remember. So Wild About You is going to go in the middle because I'm going to cut this one out as well. There you go. You won't be able to see very much because it's clear embossing ink. This Versamark. Okay. Take my little tray. You can just take a folded piece of paper if you want. It's just to catch the gold embossing powder that I'm sprinkling on. There you go. You can see how it's come out now. It's a lot more clear. And then I just use this to pour back in my tub. Don't waste any. But it goes on forever and ever and ever. Right, there we are. And I'm going to heat it with my heat tool, and then you'll see it change colour to gold. So it's a little bit noisy, but it's worth it. Oh, I should have warmed my heat tool, but If you run it for a few moments before you hit it, it kind of works a little bit faster, but it's all good. You'll see the powder change to a metallic shine if you've not heat embossed before. There we are. There we go, it's done. Sorry about the noise. So there you go, you can see it shining. Wild About You. And I'm going to cut it out. So as I said, I've got this stitched relief shape in an oval. Then I've taken the layering oval dies and used one of the scalloped from there that is just slightly bigger. And that's going to fit on there. And then I'm going to use one that's just slightly smaller than the pink one. And I'm going to cut it out on my big shot, which is just here, out of shot. You'll be able to hear the noise of it popping through the machine. There we go. My machine is quite noisy. Right, here we go. I'm going to show you what I've done. So it cuts it out, just presses it down, cuts it out. I'll put this to the side, and you've got your little oval with Wild About You on it. And I'm just going to stick these layers together. So I've got them how I like them to be. So I'm going to glue my pink one onto the crumb cake piece. You don't need a lot of cardstock to cut these little shapes out. So it's quite good for using up your small scraps. So there we go. Let's pop that on. Like so, with a Tombow. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals for my Wild About You to stick it up in the air a bit. Give it a little bit of depth, otherwise it looks a bit flat. There we go. Just going to pop it on. Perfect. Okay, so we're done with that bit. And then I'm going to stick it to the front of the card. I'm just going to stick it down using my fast fuse actually, I think, because I'm going to put some gold twine behind it and it's just a little bit easier to work with. Something like fast fuse. You can use your Tombow if you like, or dimensionals. And here's the gold twine, this really gold thread. It's really lovely. I don't know if you can see it. You'll see it when I've wound it up. So I'm going to just wind it around my hand about 4 or 5 times. If I don't stick it first. Oh dear. Let's just do it. All right, there you are. It's on the floor. Had to be, didn't it? So I've wound it around. My hands are quite small, so I go around a few times. Otherwise you don't get anything. Just chop it off. There we are. And then I'm just going to tease it into shape to stick on the back of my shape so it's poking out the sides. And I'm not accurate with it. I just want it to look kind of random really and pretty. So we've got all this nice gold metallic thread poking out. There we are. Wild About You. And I'm going to stick it straight on. I might just bring that down there a little bit more. And you can just make it how you want it to look. There we are. Just pop it kind of top, centre, but in the middle. There we are. So we've got Wild About You. Now, I took some of the pattern paper and I have cut out some of these little animals. You can also stamp a little animal on cardstock and cut it out because you've got the animals in the stamp set. But I rather like all the animals, so I'm going to put this little moose on this one. And I'm just going to put a bit of glue on him. He's so cute. So this I'm hoping will fit in with my love theme for my swaps this weekend. We are going to have so much fun. I think there's it's our larger team. We're getting together to have a fun day of crafting. I think there's like 72 of us. So it's going to be brilliant. Do have a lot of fun. Right. Okay. There. So there he is. He's on an angle, that one, actually. Do I like him like that? I think so. Let's bring him around slightly there. There we are. I like him the right way. There we are. So wild about you. How cute is that? Now, I am going to put a piece of cardstock inside, because otherwise it'd be bright pink. You want to be able to write on it and see what you've written. And I have just taken a sentiment from another stamp set, which is called Layering Love. And I've used this, I am much more when I am with you. And I've used that tiny little heart as well. So here it is. And I'm going to use the matching ink pad to the card, which is also in Flirty Flamingo. And I'm just going to stamp that onto my middle. Now I always stamp my inserts before I stick them in, just in case you go a bit wrong. You can always turn your piece of card over. Top tip. There we go. I am much more me when I am with you. Oh, and also I've got the little bear. The little bear from the Pieces and Patterns, that's what it's called, Pieces and Patterns stamp set. And I'm going to put him down here. And why not? How cute is he? How cute is he? He's going to be on my next card as a cutout one. I don't know what I've done with him, but here he is. So he's in the papers as well, look. How sweet is he? So I've put him on there. And I'm just going to use a little heart in the Flirty Flamingo. A couple of those. And we'll do some kind of, I don't know if this would be paw prints or bear tracks or ground or whatever underneath him, but there we are, I've done that. And I'm just going to shut these ink pads up so I don't stick my arm in them, which I am liable to do. And I'm going to put some Tombow on the back of my card and pop it on the inside, and then there's just one last thing left to do to complete it. I was getting a bit liberal with my glue there. So just to finish the card off, there we are. I have got some sequins. Now, these are gorgeous. This is the gold sequin trim. I'm literally just going to chop a few off of the end, like that. And I'm going to pull some off to use on the card. You give a little bit of shine on the front, make it a little bit more special, and it matches gold embossing. Ooh. So yeah, I've got a few of those. I'm glued to it all. Okay, and I'm going to take my piercing tool, my like pokey tool. This is going to help me do this job with some of this fine tip glue. This is perfect for doing tiny little sequins and things like that. So this is great. It's got a little pin in the top so that it doesn't bung up. And you don't have to put anything in your glue to stop it bunging up. So I'm just going to put a little dab of this glue anywhere I fancy a sequin to go. Like that. I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue on the end of there. Doesn't really hurt. And I'm going to use it to pick up the sequin and pop it down. With a bit of luck, I'll get it to stay. Just like that. It just gives it a bit of sparkle. Just a few random ones on the card. This blog hop that we do every other fortnight is absolutely brilliant fun. We get a challenge set for us, and it gives me lots of inspiration to get creating. It's perfect for that. It's really fun to see what everyone else comes up with as well, because it's all got the same theme, but all the projects end up completely different, and it's really good. So that's the Inspire Create challenges. Inspire Create stamping challenges, that will come up if you just search for that, and I'll put the link down below, obviously, sorry. So you can hop over there and you can see what everyone's made. You can see what the rest of the design team has made, and also you can join in. It's brilliant when people play along. We have quite a few entries now and it's great fun, and we get to choose a winner every fortnight. So do play along. Right, so I think I'm finished. I've got all my sparkly sequins on it. I've got my gold embossing and I'm really happy with it. Love it. I hope you like it too. I've got one more left to make to finish my 6. I've got a moose one. There's another one with a moose on. I've got a little fox on this one, a hedgehog and a bird. There's a fox on that one, and I've got this cute little raccoon on this one. So I've just got one more of those to make. Let me show you the papers that I've used to make it. These are called Pick a Pattern, as similar to the stamp set, which is called Pieces and Patterns. Okay, let's move all this stuff out of the way. And they are double-sided. So this is the paper that I was using. And as I say, over 12 by 12 piece of paper, you could get 6 card fronts. They're double-sided and they've got loads of fun images on that match the stamp. So we've got the camera, and then we've got this stripe. Then we've got this fab, isn't it? Love that. And then this monochrome on the back. That's really quite just stunning. These fun mushrooms are brilliant. And then mushrooms are in the stamp set as well. Just here. There we go. And then nice cross-hatched green on the back. We've got the pens and pencils. That'd be good for school teachers or anything like that. That's perfect. I'm going to be using a lot of that, I think. The dinosaurs are gorgeous as well. This would be great for kids' cards or for anything, scrapbooking or whatever. So yeah, that's the ones I've used. And I happen to have the stamp set to match. Obviously, you don't have to, they're not exclusive, but they're fun. And this is, these are the animals I've used. How cool are they? They're just so much fun. And I was just thinking of outdoor scrapbook pages and things like that when I bought it. It's perfect for cards too. So, I hope you like the cards I've made with you today. Do have a look on my blog at inkstampshare.ink, and all the products will be on there, and link to my online shop at inkstampshare.ink. Thanks for stopping by.